Well, hello and welcome to this weekend edition of the Daily Dose of Greek. And this weekend I'm going to share with you about some of the resources that I'm going to be using and that I recommend to you for the study of Philippians. Now, hopefully you'll be joining us for that course. This is an optional course offered through Adela Media that I'll be teaching, begins January 1st, 2024. And so we'll be planning ahead for that, and I'm working on that now. To have all those pre-recorded videos ready to go. And some of the resources I'm using, and ones we'll list within the course as recommended resources for those participating, I want to talk about now. And whether you're taking the course or not, if you study Philippians someday on your own, these would be great resources to have. The main commentary I plan to reference and recommend is Moisés Silva's commentary on Philippians within the Baker Exegetical Commentary Series, the Baker Exegetical Commentary on the New Testament series, BECNT. And Moisés Silva is a legendary New Testament scholar, still living. Interestingly, his nephew is vice president of operations, or I don't remember the exact title, but basically he keeps all our buildings functioning here on this campus. One time, his name's Andy Vincent. One time Andy just happened to drop informally, "My uncle is Moisés Silva," and I was just awestruck. I said, "How do I not know this? That's like saying my uncle is Captain America." But Moisés Silva, is his judgment on Greek constructions and texts, I just find so helpful and wise and balanced. Everything I've ever read by him, I've learned so much and just feel like it's a great model. I plan to reach out to Moisés Silva, Andy calls him Uncle Mose, and see if he would be willing to join us for one of our live video chats of the Philippians class. I think that would be an incredible honor. I'm going to reach out to him, see if he'd be willing to do that. No guarantee, but that would be really cool. Some other books that I'll be using and recommending, if you're able to purchase them, right? Not everyone can purchase these resources, but just know the resources I'm looking at as I'm recording these videos and resources I recommend to work through Philippians in a detailed way. One of them is the Baylor. We just had the Baker right here. This is the Baylor Handbook on the Greek text. You know, I've recommended this series for years. It just goes phrase by phrase through a book of the New Testament, commenting on the grammar and the syntax, really focusing on Greek. And the author of the Baylor Handbook on the Greek text of Philippians is Lidija Novakovic. And those of you who are with us through the Gospel of John will recognize her name. She authored the volumes on John, and she also authored the volume on Philippians. So I've already been reading some of that, and I found it very helpful and stimulating. You know what I'm going to recommend next, right? Because there's the Exegetical Guide to the Greek New Testament that's published by B&H Academica, a similar series to the Baylor Handbook series. And the volume on Philippians is by Joseph Hellerman, right? By Joseph Hellerman. And that's another volume I'm going to be working through, and we'll list these on the Adela Media site for the course. And many of you may choose to purchase them if you're taking the course, or you may just want to add these to your library even if you're not taking that course. I do hope and plan to reach out to some of these other authors as well and see if they'd be willing to interact with us. I'm almost sure that Will Varner is a longtime friend and gifted scholar, and he wrote this volume on Philippians as well, an exegetical commentary on Philippians. This is a volume I'll be looking at as I'm recording and thinking about the text and interacting with registered students on the class. And this is published by Fontes Press, Fontes, fontespress.com. So Will Varner's one volume here on Philippians, an analysis of the Greek text as well. And I would be remiss not to mention this volume. I know that some people who are taking the Philippians class with us will feel a little bit challenged, looking for something maybe a little easier. Say, hey, can you spoon feed me the book of Philippians as someone who's a little rusty in reading the Greek New Testament? And that's really what this volume is. It's entitled The Preacher's Greek Companion to Philippians. It's published by Hendrickson, Sean McDonough, last name McDonough, and it's sort of like an interlinear Greek text on steroids, right? So it's giving you the text. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but it's giving the Greek text, and then it gives even a transliteration of the Greek text, a translation. It gives a detailed parsing or locating of all the forms, as well as giving suggestions for homiletical application, the main point of a text, maybe a paragraph on a significant word in the text. So, of course, of these resources, I could never say I agree with every judgment that they make or every assertion that they make, but we can only say that about the Bible, really, right? But these are very helpful resources, and I think this one especially for pastors or church leaders who feel their Greek is weak and they want Philippians almost like interlinear squared, interlinear plus, and enabling them to follow along very carefully, very easily through a discussion of Philippians. So that would be a text I recommend if someone, for example, is taking the class in Philippians in the new year, but wonders if their Greek is up to par. This would be something that would help lead them along. So whether you're taking the class on Philippians with me or not, again, offered by Adela Media, there'll be links about how you could join that below the video or at the end of the video. Whether you're taking that or not, these resources are worthy to have in your library. A great commentary on Philippians, amazing commentary on Philippians. Exegetical guides, handbooks to the Greek text on Philippians. And most of you are familiar with the Baylor Handbook, with the Egg and Tea series. If not, you should be familiar with it. Now you are, and keeping your eyes open for those volumes as they come out. Most of them are out now within both series, but some are still coming out. In fact, Rod Elledge and I recently co-authored the Johannine Epistles volume in the Egg and Tea, which will be out in a few months. So great to spend some time with you talking about resources for Philippians this Saturday, and I hope it was helpful.